What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm out here working on this old truck. Thought I'd go on ahead and drop you a little update, let you see my progress so far. I haven't had much time to work on it this week. I've been pretty busy. I took the day off so I could work on the truck. I got this thing. It's like 102 degrees today. I'll show you what I picked up to kind of give me a little bit of shade. Canopy from Walmart, and so far it works pretty good. So yeah, I like it. Well, I got her all cleaned up and painted. Looking pretty good. Tore down the valve covers just there to basically keep me from getting paint all over my rocker arm assemblies. Got the harmonic balancer off of it. Getting ready to pull the timing cover off so I can clean it up. Let's see how that looks. Got her all painted there. Not too concerned about getting paint on the exhaust manifolds, just simply because it'll burn off. Other than that, everything's moving along pretty good. So we'll pick you back up when I get a little further into this project, and I'll keep you posted. Well, I got the cam out. Pretty good. I always paint the inside of my valley. Don't know whether or not it does any good or not, but I've heard rumors that it helps the oil return to the pan faster. And if you have caulking is that little gritty buildup that builds up inside your engine. Fortunately enough, this engine did not have a lot of that in there. They tell you not to disturb it. If you do disturb it, you have to completely clean it out of the engine, which means you got to pull the motor out, take it all apart, clean it, and put it back together. Otherwise, you'll ruin it. Well, fortunately enough for me, this one was very, very, very minimal, so I cleaned it all out with a rag very gently, and I put a coat of spray paint in there. The way I did it was I soaked up all the oil out of there. I got all the grit out of there that I could get out of there. And then I sprayed it down with, not degreaser, but ether. Ether dissolves oil, and then it dries to a fine film, which then allows the surface to be paintable. That's how I do it. How anybody else does it, whatever. I'm sure I'll get beat up in the comments over it, but I don't care. It's what I do. I have yet to have an engine fail because I painted the inside of the engine. They have a liquid moly or a dry moly that comes in a rattle can that you can spray the inside of your engine with, which does essentially the same thing. It paints the inside of the engine. It dries, and it's good. This is a high temp oil-based paint, so it's not like the oil is going to dissolve it. The only thing that'll dissolve it is lacquer thinner or mineral spirits. Oil will not dissolve it. Once it dries, it's there. It mixes with the oil and creates a bond. It's what it is it's a special high performance spray paint, and it's designed to spray any surface. But yeah, so got the old cam out, about ready to throw the new one in. I figured you guys would like to watch me put it in. So here we go. So they tell you to clean your camshaft with some kind of mineral spirits or solvent. I'm going to use WD-40 bump stick. So basically, essentially, the purpose behind doing this is to get any kind of machining dust or anything like that off of your cam. See, there was a piece of debris. Right there. WD-40, people use it to lubricate. It's water displacement try number 40. It's also a solvent. What a lot of people don't know is WD-40 has many purposes. And don't be afraid to use a generous amount, you know, and make sure your hands are clean before you handle your new camshaft. Which, before I turned on the camera, I went inside and washed my hands thoroughly with soap and water. Cam's all clean. So I put it in the safest place I possibly can. It's not going to hurt it to sit there for a minute. No, it's not touching metal surface. It's in the bearings. I need my comp cams provided assembly lube. And we're going to go on ahead and move you back down here so you can watch. See what I'm doing. So we're going to take this and we're going to put a little bit on there. And we're going to rub that stuff in. Get her all lubed up. We're going to ever so gently put her in the hole. And since I'm a short guy, I need my step stool. Now, I've decided, since this timing chain, there's nothing wrong with it. It's actually like brand new. I'm going to run it instead of the noisy gear drive for now. There we are, cam's in the hole. Now it's timed. It was that easy. So now we can put on the timing chain, set the lifters, drop the push rods in, and then I'll pick you back up when I go to set the valve train. This is a harmonic balancer tool. It's basically for putting on the harmonic balancer. A lot of people will beat these on with a rubber mallet or a block of wood and a hammer. That's not good for your engine. What it can do is knock the thrust out of your engine and cause lots of problems. Most people don't know that. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've always just tried to get the tool that I need to do the job so I can get it done. But basically it's got an adapter that threads into your crank bolt. I'll show you here. That's the little kit. You can rent it from O'Reilly's. But this little adapter here threads into your crank. It's got several different sizes, and then it's got a bolt, and then the shaft that you've seen down there, threaded shaft with a nut and a pilot, or I guess you can call it a pilot bearing. But you bolt it in, you put the adapter in, you bolt the shaft onto the adapter, which goes up against the crank, and then you put the nut on and the pilot bushing. This is the pilot, or the pilot bearing, and the nut, and this is the shaft. And if you see, there's the bolt, goes all the way through to the adapter that's in the end of the crank. You put that on, and well, I'll show you what it does here. Let me put you down. I don't have a wrench big enough, but basically you hold it with the crescent, and then you just start turning it on. That essentially is how it works. It's kind of a pain in the butt because I don't have the wrench big enough. It's like 1.125" or 1.25". But the biggest my wrench set goes is 1 inch. I never work on anything bigger than that, so I've never needed a wrench that big. I've got sockets that go that big, but I can't very easily put a socket on that. That just won't work. But anyhow, if you don't get that, if you don't have that, take your crank bolt to your local hardware store and find a bolt big enough that's threaded all the way through from one end to the other. Thread it into your crank. Get a big flat washer and a couple of nuts, and then you can push it on that way. It's going to take a lot longer, and it may or may not work. I've never tried it. I've always just went to O'Reilly's and rented the tool. So there you have it, and we'll pick you back up when I get a little further along with the project. Well, we're getting closer. I didn't do anything with it today. This Sunday. I spent time with the family today. Went, goofed off. Furniture shopping with the wife. You know how that goes. It's usually an all-day thing. So, but anyway, I'll show you my progress so far. I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning yesterday, or last night, or this morning, or whatever you want to call it, working on this thing. But I made leaps and bounds. Well, here, I'll just let you look. So I'm taking my time and meticulously cleaning and repainting everything, and I put on a new water pump. I replaced the alternator. This is a 200 amp alternator. New intake manifold. Reconditioned the Cal Custom valve covers, and they really are Cal Customs. there's their insignia right there. Cleaned those up, you know, the aluminum was kind of ugly, so I went on ahead and painted them black. Got the throttle body back on, distributor set, water pump, alternators on, brackets I'm waiting on paint to dry. Painted the bolts. So yeah, we're cleaning her up, doing what we can to make her pretty. Yeah, anyhow, I'll keep you posted. I just wanted to give you a little insight on how things are moving along here. And painted it a little fittings. I went on ahead and I got a different accelerator spring bracket and stud kit for the throttle body. I didn't like how the bolts were seating. They didn't seem like they were going down far enough, so changing that. I got a different accelerator cable bracket, so we'll save my 700 R4 bracket for when I get a 700 R4. We'll see how this aftermarket thing that I picked up works. It's chrome. Everybody likes chrome, right? My motto used to be chrome didn't get you home unless you took it off and pawned it. But yeah, I'm chroming this one out. I'm putting on some chrome, accent chromes, you know, like the chrome alternator, timing cover, valve cover bolts, thermostat housing. I didn't want to go with the chrome valve covers because I don't care what kind of chrome valve cover you get, they always leak. Always. Chrome valve covers are junk. These are thin aluminum valve covers. They're cast aluminum valve covers, and they're very rigid and less likely to leak. So if you can go with a fabricated aluminum valve cover or a cast aluminum valve cover, you'll be better off for it. So anyway, well, we'll pick this thing back. We'll pick you back up after I have it running, probably tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see you then. Bye. Well, I think I'm going to call this video done. We'll pick you up. I'll make another video, the first start or cold start. It's probably not going to be the first start because the first start will probably happen sometime tonight. And it'll be too late to film and too dark. So yeah, we're gonna call it here. So if you like my attitude, give me a big thumbs up, ring that bell. You can find me on Instagram under Street Truck 785. If you do TikTok, it's Street Truck 785. Yeah, we're gonna have fun. Gotta love it. Anyway, ring that bell. You'll get notifications when I upload videos about this truck, my other truck, or anything else I'm doing at the time. Have fun.